Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm Miss Lisa, and this is my YouTube channel for all things science and math. I don't know why I have a little squared there. Let's clear that out. All right, so this is a calculator, I can say it, a calculator lab video that I'm uploading for my Algebra 2 students, but also anybody who wants to learn how to use their TI 83 or 84 graphing calculator better should watch these videos. I teach public school too, and I teach science in public school. And I am always telling my kids there, they need to watch these videos and learn how to use their calculator. Learning your TI 84 graphing calculator is a huge, important skill that the math teachers really don't teach you, because I think they feel like if you actually knew what this calculator could do, that it would make it too easy on you. The math teachers want to make it hard, and this calculator will do so much. And in some ways it's almost like cheating, because they'll just flat give you the answer. But you usually in math have to show work. So it's not really cheating, it's just giving you the ability to check your answers. And doing a problem, then checking your answer is a great learning tool. It's just getting that immediate reinforcement. You can learn, it is just a powerful key to unlocking math secrets and understanding. So we're going to learn two things in this video. One is about setting a good window. And then the second one is I'm going to show you how to get the answer. And like, I said, you'll have to show work, but this is a powerful tool for checking. All right, so if you're following along with the McDougal Littell Algebra 2 book, you don't have to have that book, but it's just where I'm getting my problems from. This is on page 337, and they want us to graph f of x equals 0.2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 38x minus 97. F of x is just a fancy math way of saying y. So I go to I'll turn off the calculator and start over. I turn on my calculator with the on button. It's on the regular math screen, and I go to y equals, and that puts me up to where I can put in something to graph it, and I put in this equation, and it's 0.2, and then the points down here. X is this button right here, so I put X. Now to get cubed, I do up arrow 3. That's fancy math talk for to the third power. Now this is the tricky part. See that? You got to arrow over, or else you'll stay up in exponent land, and we want to be down in numerator land. Okay, now I say minus, it's right there, not negative, minus 5x squared, 5x. Now this time use this for your squared. Get in the habit of using that, because it'll give you squared and they'll put you back down to numerator land, and you won't be up in exponent land typing away thinking you're putting in the right problem when you're not. Okay, now it's plus 38x. So 38x, you can see it up there, minus 97. Okay, so that's my thing. Now what I always do first is I live on the wild side, and I'll just hit graph and see if it comes up with the graph. And actually I have a pretty good window here, but it's because that's the window I want. But the reason why is because I've been messing with my calculator. But let's pretend you just had the regular window in. I just hit zoom, and number 6 is standard. Okay, this is your regular window. And so when I hit graph, nothing is showing up. And I think, uh-oh, I said graph. Where's my graph? Oh, there it is. It's a little hill down here. And that would make you think that this is some parabola that's just upside down there with no real solution, no place that's crossing the x-axis. But that's not true. So another thing you can try to do if it's not showing up is you can hit this zoom button and go down to zoom fit. And sometimes that will give you a good window. So I arrowed down to that. And now I'm going to try it again. And this time, I got a little bit more sight here, but it's really not giving me what I want. What I want is I want to back up enough that I can really see the shape of this thing. And I know, because it's x to the x cubed, that it's going to have a whoop, whoop, up and down. It's going to start off down. It's going to go up. It's going to have a bump, and then it's going to go up again. And if you don't understand that, go back and watch my Algebra 2 videos that go with 6.1 and 6.2. It'll explain to you how you can look at an equation and know what the graph's going to look like. And that's not it. That's wrong. So zoom fit didn't help me here either. So I'm going to have to go and do it the hardest way and go push the window button and mess with it. Now what I usually do is go big or go home. And I'll just go, okay, let's make my x minimum negative 100. Let's make my x maximum 100. Let's make my y minimum negative 100 and make my y maximum 100. Everything's big. Let's see what it looks like now. We have to wait. It has to think when you do this to it. Okay, so now I can see the shape. I can see that it does what I thought it should do. It goes up, down, and up. Well, this is too far out. So I'm going to come back in some. I'm going to go back to the window. And this time I'm going to do negative 10 for the x, 10 for the y. I'm going to leave my scale alone. For my y minimum, oops, sorry, I've got this plugged in. So try not to make your car sick there. It's going to be negative 20. And for my y maximum, I'm going to say 10. Okay? All those other numbers are unimportant. Just ignore them. Don't be confused by them. All right, so I'm graphing it one more time. If you've got the black and white calculator and not this color light up calculator, it probably did it faster for you. This is still not good. I need some more over here. I need to be able to see some more. Let's try it one more time. I think I need my x max to be 20. Let's try that one instead. Here it comes. It goes down. It goes back up again. Yay! Okay, this is what I want. It shows me a maximum there, a minimum here, and where it crosses the line. Now, if I want, this is my graph. If I want to, now I've got my graph and I want to make my teacher happy and put it on graph paper and get credit for it, I need some points. So I can hit trace and it'll tell me a point. There's 1, 5, negative 7. And then I can pick another one. Well, what about if I do x is 7? There's me another point. And that was not too good. Let's try 8. I like them to not have decimals if possible. See if we got another one. Okay, there you go. That's a good one. 10, negative 17. So that's going to be my if-then chart where I'm going to plot some points. And then make sure you put arrows on the ends of your lines because this is not a line segment, it's a line. And make sure you put arrows on the end of your x and y axis. And that's how we can get it to a pretty graph that our teacher will like using the trace button so we can get it. Another way to get your points is to go to second graph, to table, and you can scroll through the table and find some points to plot. So you can do that too. So that's another way to do it is on table. Now, I'm going to get off of that. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing about that. I'm going to go back to my y equals, and this time I want the answer. I want to know what x equals. I saw my x only cross the the x-axis is at one place, and that's considered the answer. Wherever the line crosses x is what x equals. So I want to know what x equals. I want it to solve, I want to use my calculator to solve this equation for me. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to make y2 equal to 0, and I'm going to graph it. And do you see how my x-axis turned red as it graphed it? Well, now if I can do second trace and pick number 5, intersect, and hit enter 3 times, it says, is the first curve I want the blue one? Why, yes it is. I hit enter. Is the second curve the red one? Why, yes it is. So I hit enter. And then it says guess. Do I want it to guess? Why, yes I do. I hit enter again, and it will tell me what x equals. Now, x isn't anything great on this one. It's this 13.7, da-da-da-da-da. Now, if you needed this as a fraction, write it down exactly. Let's see if I can do that through my calculator here. 13.742138. Okay, so now if I need this as a fraction, because my teacher doesn't want a decimal, my teacher wants a fraction, then you can go back to your math screen. So do second quit, I'm going to clear out what's in here so it's not so messy for you to see. And I'm going to put it in. 13.742138. I know y'all are going, can she go any slower? Okay, so this is this. You hit enter, and it puts it over here as an answer. Now, then you hit this button that says math, which I call the ironic button, because aren't they all math? Okay, and choice number 1 is turn your answer into a fraction. So I hit that. See, answer turned into a fraction. I hit enter, and it couldn't do it. But if this had been something, if this had been a real problem that my teacher wanted the answer as a fraction, then it would have turned it into a fraction for me. But since that one's not an easy fraction, the calculator just said no. But imagine it was 13.75, and you didn't know what that was. So we could go math, enter, let's see if it, and there it goes. It turned it into a fraction for me. Now, what if you wanted just the last part into a fraction? Let's see if it'll do that. 0.7421. It's a little hard to look through this phone to read this. I'm using a cracked phone, and it makes it even harder. Let's see if it'll turn it into a fraction. No, it won't. But like with this one, if it's 13.75, you might want just the 0.75 as a fraction because you want it reduced. So you do math, enter, let's see if it'll do it. Yep, there it goes. You don't have to hit enter first. It'll do put in just the decimal point, and it'll turn it into a fraction for you, which I think is real handy. And it also will do the opposite. It can turn your fraction into a decimal. So you need a decimal answer. There it is. Usually in math, we want the fraction, not the decimal, but it can do it both ways. All right, so math is great. Have fun. Practice this. Practice using your calculator to get the answer. This will save you on the SAT and the ACT. Things where you don't have to show work. If you can put it in, no matter how weird it is, it could have sine and cosine. It could have logs. It could have natural logs. It could be the weirdest math problem that you have no idea how to do. But if you can just type it in as written and make the other line 0 and graph it, you can find out the answer. And you can, there it is on the SAT, where you don't have to show work, it will tell you the answer. So very handy. Okay, so that maybe almost is cheating, but anyway, it's not cheating. You're showing that you know calculator skills, which are also important. All right, math is great. See you next time.